loud and banging, all in my trunk. Trunk full of funk, I ain't never been a punk. I blow on.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sincerely Ramiz. This has been the first sit down video that I have done since the new year. So let's just get into it. Yes, I felt that doing Vlogmas, I started a new job, so I was not able to keep up with the everyday vlogging, and I wasn't doing anything but going to work, coming home, and I don't want you guys to know where I work, so I wasn't really trying to film that anyway. But anyway, the purpose of this video today is to tell you guys where I moved. As you can see from my background, I am in a new location, and I live by myself now. Just basically like a life update. So I went on my Instagram and I asked what you guys wanted me to film first. The how and why I moved video, which is what this is, or my loft tour. So I'm going to do both, but first I'm just going to tell you guys why I moved, where I moved to, how did I move, and all of the things. So let's just get right into it. So before we get into the story of everything, how everything went down, I just want to tell you guys that I moved to Houston, Texas. So just give you a little bit of background. One of my good friends, Antoinette, lives here. I did one video with her before, the best friend tag. It might still be on my YouTube channel, so go scroll. If I can find it, I'll put it in the link in the description box. I'll put the link in the description box. So she lives here. She's lived here since, I want to say, 2010, I think. Yeah, because I graduated high school in 2011. So she's been here since 2010. So when I went away once I graduated high school, I was gonna come to Houston to go to TSU with her, but didn't end up working out, and I ended up staying in New Jersey. So what ended up happening now is years later, obviously, I got into a relationship with Bear. You guys have seen my videos with Bear. They're still on my YouTube channel. I was in a relationship with Bear. We were living together in New Jersey. We had a house together, you know, we were doing the family thing, but unfortunately that didn't work out. And it's a whole lot of tea to spill about that, but that's not what this video is about. If y'all want that story of how we broke up, why we broke up, just put them comments down below and let me know that's what y'all want to see. Hit the like button, let me know that that's what y'all want. But long story short, I was living with him in East Orange. We were living together, we had a house, and some things transpired between us. It got a little rough. So one day I just picked up and left. Like, if I'm being honest, one day I woke up and I just was like, you know what? I'm out. So that's what I did. I ended up packing my stuff. Now, like I said, I can give you guys the backstory about it in a separate video, but I was calm when I did it because there were a lot of events that took place that led up to me just picking up and leaving, obviously. But that morning I woke up and I remember I was on my way to a training. It was like all the way down in South Jersey. We lived in North Jersey. I remember it was like a 2-hour drive. Like, the whole time I was driving there, like, I was bawling, crying. I hadn't even told him that I was leaving yet. I had went to the training and everything, and on my way there, or no, I think on my way back home, because he's a firefighter and he was at work. He works 24 hours. So I knew that I had an entire 24 hours to be able to get my things and go without, the whole back and forth, ooh, stay, don't leave. I didn't want that. That's why I didn't tell him that I was leaving until I was on my way with my Impala packed up to the max. That's when I finally told him, when I was on my way back to Eatontown to my mom's house. I called my mom. I said, Mom, I'm coming home. I haven't lived with my mom since I was 17. Once I went away to college, I never came back. Right after I graduated, I stayed with my aunt for a little while, and then I went and got my own apartment, and I've been on my own since. So my mom was really shocked, and although him and I were going through some things, I wasn't very vocal with my parents or any of my family, for that matter, about the things that were going on. So, my mom was a little bit shocked, and essentially she said, okay, let's go. What's going on, So I didn't really want to get into it. So I just came home. She helped me unpack my things. I had to take a few trips back and forth because um, I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff. Like I had enough stuff here to almost furnish my whole, not furnish, but like to fill up my whole spot. I didn't need to really buy much of anything. Um, but loads of clothes, printers, and all this stuff you see behind me. Everything, almost all the things that I had there that because I had an apartment before him and I had moved into the house together. So I brought a lot of that stuff to the new house. So when I left, I took it with me because it's mine. It's not like stuff we bought together. But anyway, went home. I was still working. I kept the same job because the job that I had, it was about 30 minutes from North Jersey and 30 minutes from Central Jersey from where my mom lives. So it really wasn't, it wasn't a difference in the drive. So I ended up still staying at the job that I was working. And I was just really sad. I was really unhappy. I'm not gonna lie. The holidays were right around the corner. I believe that I probably left. I know I left in the middle of November. I'm not sure if if him and I spent Thanksgiving together. I really don't remember. But I know that I left mid-November. It could have been right after Thanksgiving, could have been before. I don't remember. But I was at my mom's house for a couple of weeks. Within the first week, like my mom lives in a 2-bedroom. It's her husband, and my sister. So I obviously didn't have, I was comfortable because it's my mama's house. But I was essentially sleeping on a couch, and that wasn't, like I said, I haven't been living home since I was 17, so that wasn't ideal for me. I wasn't comfortable. I didn't have my own space. She let me use her walk-in closet that she has in her hallway. It's a really big closet, but it wasn't my space. It's not my space, so I was not comfortable, and I'm grown, and I just felt like, this was just a hiccup. I was in the house living, having a living relationship, didn't work out. So now this is just my transition period. So I ended up going to work one day, and my boss, like the big boss. So I had 2 supervisors. I guess the supervisor, my direct supervisor, she had lied and said her and I had a conversation about a contest that we had going on at work with the children. And we had, mind you, we had never had had the conversation at all. Like, me and this lady had no conversation of the sort. And I guess our, big boss was like on her ass about something, and she tried to like throw it on me. So, I was a supervisor as well, and I had all my, I had my specific staff underneath me, and they were trying to make it seem like we weren't doing, well, she was trying to make it seem like we weren't doing what we needed to do. And I am the type of person where if somebody is trying to say BS, that, I feel like you're trying to insult my intelligence. So I immediately, like I get defensive. I wasn't really being rude to her at all or anything like that. But I was very stern, and I was very firm in what I was saying. You and I did not have this conversation. We did not have this conversation. You're not going to make it seem like we did because you're in front of this man. So long story short, the big supervisor, he started to raise his voice. I said, just like this, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm not your child. My daddy's name is Vari. He lives in Ocean. This is not Ocean. You're not going to talk to me like that. Period. So he kept carrying on, and he said one too many things that I didn't like, and he raised his voice one more time. So you know what I did? I said, hey, we're not even going to do this. I'm above this. We're not going to have a screaming match. You're not going to sit here and disrespect me. And lady, you're not going to sit here and lie on me. I quit. And this was a very good job. I made very good money. But it just wasn't worth it. Yeah, and just the environment, the fact that you think as a supervisor you're going to holler and scream in my face just was enough for me. I didn't need it. So I quit. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm out. I didn't like it. It was like the job was easy, but it was a little stressful. They always was throwing random nonsense at you, want you to get fucking miracles done in 2 days. It just was unnecessary drama in my life that I didn't necessarily need at the time. So I went home to my mom's house and I sat down and I talked to her. And, we had like a real woman to woman conversation. One of many that me and my mom have had. And I told her, like, I'm not happy. I left the relationship that I was in because I was not happy. I didn't feel like I was getting what I needed to get out of the relationship. Like I was honest. I said, I know that I'm not perfect. And I know that, Bear probably has some things that he, feels and thinks about me. But in that moment, I could only think about me and how I was feeling and the things that were being done to me and the things that just transpired. I wasn't happy. And I told her too, I wasn't happy at my job, I just quit. Don't worry, I'm not going to, this doesn't mean I'm going to be in your house long. So I told her, give me 2 days, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. And my mom knows me, she knows her child. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if you know me, whoever you are watching, if you know me, when I say I'm going to do something, I am going to do it. It's going to get done. No, like no questions asked. So she just said, okay, like she told me, I believe in you. I'm sorry that it didn't work out because him and my family are still very close. He was at my mom's wedding, actually. Me and him are still cool. Everything, we were all like super smushed and intertwined. So it was a bummer, but my mom was more concerned about my well-being than the actual relationship and what happened. So that night, the day I quit my job, I called my best friend Antoinette, and I was just talking to her, and she was just like, well, shit, come to Texas. So I was just like, I should, right? And she was just like, yeah, you might as well. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but right around the time that Bear and I started to talk, like really take each other serious, I was already planning to move to Houston. Like I had already had my apartment picked out, which is the apartment I live in now, ironically. But I had my apartment picked out. It was out of this apartment and another loft. And like I had everything planned out to the T, to the Q. That's what made this move so easy when I actually was able to do it. But because I fell in love, him and I, like we started kicking it, and we were always friends, but we had to rekindle some things basically. So when him and I started, speaking again for the second time and really started taking each other serious, I put my move on hold to date him, and it didn't work out. So I was like, we and her talking. I'm like, yeah, girl, I should. So, I told her, I said, I'm going to look into it and I'll let you know in 2 days. This is the same day I had the conversation with my mom. So at this point, I think I was at my mom's house for like 2 weeks. So I think me and my best friend had this conversation on December 3rd. I think. On December 3rd. Yeah, we did. It was December 3rd because 2 days later, I bought my flight to move to Houston. It really wasn't something that I needed to think about super hard. It wasn't something that, it just, long story short, it just made sense. So, I talked to myself. I said, if I stay here, at this point Bear had came to my mama's house. He, he's looking for me. He's been calling and, going through the motions when somebody leaves you and it's kind of sudden. It was very sudden when I left. I woke up one day and I just said, I'm leaving. I don't feel fulfilled in this relationship. I'm not getting what I need. And I just left. So I can only imagine how he took it. I can only imagine how he felt. I can only imagine what the process was like accepting that. So like he did a lot of, oh baby come home, and this and the third. And his actions a little bit did influence my move, because I knew that if I stayed in New Jersey and he had that much access to me, I was likely to go back. And I had made up my mind. Like I said, I don't want to be with him anymore. Like I love him. I still love him to this day. A whole year and some change later, never stop loving him. I just know that right now, even now, we still speak to each other. Even now, he is still not what I would need him to be in a relationship with him again. I mean, he's asked me plenty of times. He still asks me to this day to come home. And the answer is no. And if you guys want, we'll get into that in another video. But I knew that if I had stayed in New Jersey, I was, very likely to fall back into a situation that I know wasn't going to be beneficial to me in any way possible. So I said, you know what? So, with knowing that, with, accepting that, I probably do need to be away to not, because this is somebody that I was tied to. I'm still tied to. I feel like, anytime I go to New Jersey to visit, I see him. I knew that in order for me to break free from, the hold that relationship had on me, I had to get out, get up out the areas. And then too, like I said, I wasn't happy. Also, I suffer from seasonal depression. So in New Jersey, when it's not summertime and, when it's winter, it's really cold. It's really dreary. It gets early. It gets dark early. It really does affect my mood. And so does like being cold. So when I was thinking about, moving to Texas, I was like, well, it's not hot all year round, but it's, the temperatures are pretty nice all year round. So December is super effing hot, and their winter is like New Jersey's spring. So, I'm less likely to fall into the seasonal depression if I'm in Texas. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. I always said I was gonna move to Texas. I'm gonna actually do it this time. No distractions. No, no reasons for me not to go. So at the time, this is like I'm telling you guys now. I'm going into how I ended up moving. So basically, how I planned for it was, being that I was at my mom's house, I had, the couple of checks that I was able to accumulate from living in her house. I didn't have any bills. She didn't want me to pay, give her any money. My mom wasn't going to accept any money because she wanted me to figure out what I was going to do, and me giving her money was going to take away from, the things that I would be able to do. So she said, stack your bread, do what you need to do, whatever. And remember, I told you I made good money, so it didn't take me long to accumulate this money. But it's not a large amount. So when I bought my ticket on December 5th, and I left on December 5th. I believe my ticket was about $300 from New Jersey to Houston. And I came with $5,000 in my bank account. That's how much money I had saved I had some money saved in my account from, before just working and stacking up money. And then, the time that I was at my mom's house, I had gotten paid a couple of times. So I just was able to stack my money bank. My car is already paid off, so I didn't have to worry about anything like that. Only thing I needed to pay was my car insurance. So what I did was I bought my flight and I left. I came to Houston with one suitcase. When I got here, I immediately got a job. And I like, my journey in Houston is so crazy, but I literally came here with $5,000, God, and my faith. Like, that's literally it. I was in school, so, I had to, when I got here, I started school. I had already been enrolled at Rutgers University. I had already bought my books and everything like that. Once I got here, jumped right into it, and it's just like I didn't skip a beat. I didn't miss a beat. I started working at a church. Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to Pastor Lewis. Shout out to Charisma. Everybody down at the church that I was working at. They held me down. They were really a good support system. They were really nice people to get to know. It was my first job when I got to Houston. They, the job only paid $10 an hour, but I was applying and applying and applying. This was the first place that called me back, and I didn't want to just be in Houston and not making anything and just relying on the $5,000. Like that goes like that. So I said, okay, I'm just going to do this for now until, I find something better. I have a degree. It's going to take a second, but I'm going to find something better. And I would say I worked there. I didn't work at the church long before I found something. So when I found a second job that I was able to work the church and the second job. And then after that, I found another job where I was only, where it was enough money that I was able to afford to just work the one job. And when I got here, I was living with my friend. I will say, so I got here in December. I moved into my apartment in March. I moved into this 2-bedroom loft. Right now we're in my office. I'll give you guys a loft tour. I promise. I will probably film it tomorrow. The only thing with filming the loft tour is that the lighting in here is very janky. So right now I'm using my ring light, but the lighting in here is very dull. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm not making excuses. I definitely will figure out how to film the loft tour so you guys can see my beautiful loft. I really do love it. I love it here. I always wanted to live in a loft, but I know that in New Jersey I would not have been able to do it. It would have been way too much money. The loft that I live in now, this easily would have ran me over like $3,000 in New Jersey. It's really nice. It's beautiful. I'll show you guys. Don't worry. I promise. I'm going to do a loft tour. I might do it tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, I came here, $5,000, worked at a church, got another job, worked both the church and the second job. Then I got another job where I was able to work just one. So I quit both the church and the second job. So that was that. It was like after I got here in my life, it took some time, it took some hard work. Mind you, I'm doing all of this working and, trying to keep stacking up and saving while I'm going to school. I'm still dealing with my emotions of the breakup. I'm still dealing with being away from my family. I'm still dealing with trying to get acclimated to a new state, a new city. I am going through all of these different changes, but I'm rolling with the punches. Not one time did I complain because this is something that I wanted. This is something that, I said, this will be good for me. I spoke it into existence, and it has been nothing but good for me. Houston has been nothing but good to me. So, I ended up shipping my car here after about 2 months. And I would say about a month. Yeah, I shipped my car here about a month later. I literally, because it was paid for, that was the only reason why I shipped it here. It got me through a few months, and then I got into a car accident and the person totaled my car. So I ended up buying a new Jeep. So, that financially, that could I'm not going to be on here like, oh, I make this amount of money, that's not your business. But I do have a stable income where I'm able to afford, like a new Jeep. I got me a nice little, a little yang. And I'm bright, I hope. So now I'm working a very stable job, and the job that I have now is not ideal. It's not something that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm actually currently still in the process of getting my master's. So once that is complete, obviously I will, continue my journey on with what I'm going to school for. So since I've been in Houston, I've met lots and lots of new people, a lot of fun people, a lot of very useful people to have in my life. Like, a lot of the people that I have met have been really intricate in my growth here. I've learned a lot. I've learned that, the South and the East Coast are very, very different. The people here, they're not like slow mentally, but they move a lot slower. Things here are a lot slower. Like in New Jersey, everything's like fast paced. You go walk to the corner store. It's not really corner stores here. There are, but not really. Stuff is a little bit further than what I'm used to. But I have a car. It's not, nothing is like too crazy. The traffic here is atrocious, though. Like, between 3 and like 7, don't go nowhere. Like, if you don't have to, just sit down. It's not worth it. Take you 8 years to get there. But anyway, long story short, I love Houston. I encourage anybody to take the leap if you are looking to move anywhere. And if you're looking to move to Houston and you have any questions, you can ask me. I don't know every single thing about Houston, but if there's something that I know and I could, extend some information, please feel free to reach out. Well, like I said, yeah, like I love it here. I've met so many new friends, so many new, cool people. Um, Networking here is great. Houston is huge. Houston has so many like little sub cities um, within itself. So Houston is really, really, really huge. Um, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of things to do, and like I don't have to be bored if I don't want to. This is a new state. This is a new city for me. So all I have to do is go walk or drive to the nearest place I've never been to, and I'm bound to have a good time. The people here are very nice, very different. But all in all, I like it. Like I'm really genuinely happy that I came. Of course, I'm not happy about the circumstances in which I moved, but I accept what happened, and I accept that that was just a part of my journey, and I'm grateful that it led me here. I feel like I feel like I've gained more than I lost. Oh, of course, I miss my family, but I have FaceTime. I talk to them every day. I don't yearn to come home at all. Like I don't. Oh, I want to come back home. Or I want to move back to New Jersey. I don't have those. Ew, do I have that white on my lip? That's disgusting. All that chatting I'm doing. But anyway, sorry, y'all. I don't have any desire to come back to New Jersey. Not right now. And I would say one thing that was really good motivation for me was, and like to help me take the leap was that simple. It was really, 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 really simple. I said to myself, New Jersey will always be home. I can go anywhere. I can move anywhere in the world. If it doesn't work out, I can always come back home. I have loads of family. I have loads of friends. If it does not work out in Houston, I can always go back home. But I'm grateful to say, I'm very happy to say that I moved to Houston and it worked out. Like I said, my journey here has not been perfect. No, should be working for $10 an hour. That will just show you that that's not perfect. I have never in my life before that had ever did that. I think in even my first job at the Boys and Girls Club, I think I made more money than that. But it was a humbling experience. I did what I had to do because I didn't want to run out of money. I just wanted to be able to still have something coming in while like I'm trying to figure out things. But I ended up getting my place, and I ended up getting my car here, and then and eventually getting a new car. I I did my damn thing. Yo, guys, I forgot to tell you. I even got baptized here. So on Easter, I got my big head ass up there, and I went and got baptized. On Easter, I went and got baptized. I am a member of Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church. I love that church. It's my favorite place to be. Actually, when I got the job that I have now, I had to go through a month and a half training, and I had to work every Sunday. My actual schedule now that I'm out of training is Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. But during the training period, I had to work on the weekends, and boy, was I sick. I was so sad. So the first weekend after my training was up, I went to church and I had me a blast. I had me a good old time. I was so happy to be back to see the pastor. I was so happy to be back, amongst the spirits and other people, worshiping and praising. It was really nice. And, obviously I went every Sunday after. But yeah, I have really made a life in Houston. It's kind of like weird to say because I'm literally out here by myself. I mean, my best friend is here, but she has her own life and I have my own life. We're just now starting to really, really be able to hang out a lot because, she's in a different place in her life and I'm in a different place in my life as well. So we get to hang out a lot more. I get to go see my godchildren. And yeah, that's my journey. If you guys have any specific questions, anything that I didn't cover in the video, please shoot me a DM. Leave your comments down below. I'll always respond to comments. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the